Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Happy to see you. Ready to talk up Elimination Chamber. There we go. As soon as I get my camera looking good. Nope, that didn't help. There we go. Good enough. Oh well. All right. So, anyways, I guess should have done that beforehand, Greg. You know how we do things. We do things on the fly here. But anyways,
Oh yeah.
Greg is right here with me, back fresh off the week, and we're ready for Elimination Chamber, Greg. I think this is going to be one of those really good pay-per-views. The crowd is going to be hyped. There's going to be an energy in the air I think we haven't felt in a few pay-per-views type deal. You know, Royal Rumble had it, but I think there's going to be a different energy tonight. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Elimination Chamber has always been one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. I love the chamber itself, and it always lends to great action and mo spots you don't see
Yeah.
on a regular basis, because they're putting the pod into use, and somebody's always gonna get thrown through the plexiglass now that you can we've seen that,
Mhm.
repeatedly since they started introducing it, and, yeah, with the Sammy story being in Canada, everybody's gonna be on the edge of their seat waiting to see what's gonna happen with that. So yeah, that buzz, that energy is gonna be palpable very much. So super excited to see it, and it is gonna have a different energy than Royal Rumble because uh, we're into that for a different reason altogether. It's just the
Mhm.
excitement of the 30 people coming down, and the winner is an afterthought kind of.
Yeah.
But this is all about the returning underdog, hometown hero coming back and
In the
fighting
main
the
event. Like who would have
exactly.
like we said, who would have thought Sami Zayn in the main event, Kevin Owens in the main event WrestleMania last year. And it's done on purpose that we have not seen Kevin Owens since Royal Rumble. So
Yeah,
I definitely think that's very good that they've done it like that. So
brilliant
let's just
storytelling.
let's get into this though, Greg, because I want to start with this match right here because we got a little bit of juice from last night with Bray Wyatt, and now, Greg, I think we can eventually say that is Bo Dallas. Um, as you saw half the mask missing, and you saw the Bo Dallas beard. So I'm officially going to say that that is Bo Dallas, Greg, as Howdy, Uncle Howdy. I almost said Howdy Doody, but Uncle Howdy. Um, he is saying he's going to go after the winner, Greg. We're getting Brock and Bray at Mania.
Ooh, hey, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Just Brock and his personality against Bray. Yeah, give me all that.
Because I'm
Um,
calling Brock
it
to
was,
win this match.
of course, and I'm Team Brock all the way.
Yeah.
Um, I love the story they're telling with Bobby and Brock, but I think that's just to establish Bobby going back to his heel ways and his selfish, self-centered type of personality that he had before he turned babyface.
Mhm.
And I think this is to establish him as the heel because nobody's going to boo Brock. Brock comes out, the roof pops off the joint, and
And he's a
now his
Canadian by default too, because he lives up there.
there you go. And
I don't think it's
but
Montreal, but it's somewhere in Saskatchewan.
yeah, Brock lives in Saskatchewan and
Mhm.
on a giant farm in the middle of nowhere. So
Mhm.
um, it's going to get another banger out of these two. And actually, I wouldn't I'm trying to remember if it's a stipulation match.
No, remember they
Um,
just had the weird contract signing where
yeah,
Bobby signed it from far away. Do we
yeah,
think? Well, I mean, I guess you could see a Bobby Lashley win if maybe Cedric and Shelton interfere somehow, right?
true. I'm feeling the double count out finish happening.
Could we get
Uh,
Bray, Brock, and Bobby at Mania?
hmm, I'm not feeling it.
I know, yeah,
I'm
on neither am
I
I,
wouldn't
but I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised by it, but I don't think that that's the best idea
I
because
mean, Brock and Bray we haven't seen. I mean, we haven't
yeah,
seen Bray and Bobby. I don't know if Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley would fit that. I don't. There's some. I don't think they mesh that well.
No, I mean, I can't picture the program that she would have for the next month, involving these three, with one being on Raw, one being on
Yeah.
SmackDown, the heat between these two, and then putting Bray in the mix. It would be a mess. So I don't think it's going to be a three-way.
Mhm.
So I'm going to officially say Brock wins,
Yeah.
and it'd be great to get a Brock and Bray um, program, because I think I've read something that guys don't want to work with Brock, or sorry, not Brock, with
Right.
Bray, because they don't come out looking well in the end. I mean, and they use LA Knight as an example.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know how much better he came out after that program. And guys are worried that they're going to get, buried working opposite Bray Wyatt. Brock is the guy that's not going to have that problem. So I can see it. It's a huge attraction, and it'll be fun to see how that um, those promos, those face-offs, look leading into WrestleMania, and it could get mega, mega heat. So I would love it. I'm calling Brock to win, and I would love to see that program go down.
Now, my small qualm is, could this turn into Brock and Dean Ambrose, where we were really hyped? We really thought we were going to get a lot out of it, and neither
Ooh,
guy, like, I think, John Moxley was up for it, but Brock was not feeling it. But Brock does feel different this time around, I think. It feels like he knows who he is. He's willing to go out there and poke fun at himself. I mean, he comes out with a freaking cowboy hat on with a feather in it, Greg. I mean, so hopefully, like you said, um, I'm guessing you'll have to do a stipulation. You have to give it no holds barred or something like that. Because could we see the emergence of LA Knight, you know, at Mania? Because we haven't seen LA Knight yet. So, could that be an interference? But I'm going to call Brock uh, for this win as well and the rubber match. And then, like we said, both guys need to move on. I probably would still rather say this for Mania, though, right? I would have done
yeah,
Bobby and Brock at Mania. I don't know, but
yeah, in a cage, or some,
yeah,
huge,
like the fight pit or something.
shoot, Hell in a Cell. Give me
Yeah.
that in Hell in a Cell. They got enough heat with each other to make that, to justify a Hell in a Cell match.
It sounds like
So
we might get that for some other two, Greg. So we might still get Hell in a Cell match, especially if they're taking it off the pay per view schedule. So, which I think, yep. Oh, look at that segue. Let's get into this. I'm calling it, Greg, Edge and Beth, because I do think we're getting Edge and Demon Finn at Mania. Because you already got Rhea going after Charlotte, so you don't need Rhea involved next month. With this, I'm still curious how we'll do Ray and Dominique and Judgment Day and all that, because I think we got to do that. But I'm calling Edge, Beth to pick up the win here. Edge grabs her ass. That's their new running joke now. Ever since one person caught it on camera, Greg, he did it last week, and I'm sure they'll do it this week. But I think we're going to get the Demon Finn at WrestleMania, because who wouldn't want to see that entrance at Mania and
oh
throw them
yeah,
in Hell in a Cell, with Edge and Finn just one on one, straight up. Like that's a Mania match. That's a good opening, middle of the card, or that's a good kind of undercard type match that I think people really get into. So, but Edge and Beth win their date night tonight, Craig.
I agree. The you know Judgment Day has been getting the upper hand in all
Yeah.
the face-offs. Beth got a good shot in on a couple shots in on Rhea, but she still ended up getting a riptide in the end.
Hmm.
And so it's the way to, keep the man down,
Yeah.
leading into the match, and that's what they've done. And now the hero's going to get their comeuppance, and finally score this win. And I'm all for, Edge, old Edge, maybe Brood Edge, get the Brood Edge entrance for WrestleMania, and then Finn's entrance,
Mhm.
and I would love to see the Demon come back, and
Tear down the
that could be
house.
the way to, yeah, that could be the way to, end the Judgment Day, and put it in a stipulation about that. Edge loses, he retires. If Finn or Judgment Day loses, they disband, or something like that.
Are we
Um,
ready for them to disband yet, though? Because if Rio wins
you
next
know,
month, I'm ready for them to, you know, keep going. I mean, I think that gives them some new steam.
it could be, but like
But
I said,
then again, you
you need
could move
some.
and if you move Rhea and Dom to SmackDown.
You need some stakes on it.
Yeah,
Is my point. So
yeah.
maybe not Judgment Day disbanding, but you need
Could you
some
make
mega
Edge
stakes.
join them and kind of get that back somehow?
Hey, they could do that. If we beat you again, you rejoin us,
Hmm.
and you fall in line, and I'm the leader.
Yeah,
Point blank. Period.
and then you could
And
still do some SummerSlam,
right,
payoff if you want. So,
exactly.
Edge is a failed Canadian, so we're hoping. I think it's going to be a good night for the Canadians tonight, Greg.
Yeah, I
Just feel
agree.
the love tonight. So, yeah, I'll be. And then Beth is fine to kind of ride off, and for go home, take care of the kids, watch her hubby do some work, and then come back. When she needs to. How about this one? This one, I'm kind of, you know, it feels like I said all along. Raquel's the odds-on favorite, Greg. Asuka's freshly healed though, or what? Well, not healed. I don't know what she is. Whatever she is, her freshly coat of paint, Greg. Natalia. I think we can rule off three though. It ain't gonna be Liv. It ain't gonna be Natalia. It ain't gonna be Nikki. Carmella's probably the wild card, Greg. But I'm still holding to my little X factor of Alexa Bliss. I think there's
Mhm.
something there. We haven't seen her on TV, but the story's still there. Alexa and Bianca Belair. So I don't know how
Mhm.
Alexa gets involved or if she does, but I don't want to necessarily do a triple threat at Mania, but I do think Alexa Bliss, maybe she takes out Carmella, or takes out Nikki, or I think Alexa Bliss finds her way in this, Greg, and I will call my Babe Ruth moment, call my shot. I'm going to say Alexa Bliss wins this, but Raquel is my 1B, just because I think Raquel just seems to make the most sense. So, what about you? What did we call for this match on your side of things?
Yeah, we're still on the same page. I am looking at Raquel, and looking at the rest of the field, and like you said, we can immediately kick out Liv, Nikki, and Natalia. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, so that leaves Raquel, Asuka, and Carmella. Carmella just came back, getting her sea legs again, and I can see them giving her the gift, but they gave her the gift for getting in the chamber to begin with. Um, Asuka, I love seeing her back. I love the new fresh coat of paint.
Mhm.
But if she's going to be a heel, I need to see her heel it up. I mean, she's, they've given us a taste, but they need
She's
to
still the
unleash
same.
her.
She's kind of the same. I mean, she's a little more aggressive, if that. But I don't feel
Right,
like we've seen anything different.
exactly. And the new music is banging. I love the new music. Um, and I like the new submission, that
Yeah.
Rings of Saturn variation that she
Mhm.
does.
Yep.
Love it, love it. And she needed a fresh finisher. That it looks great. So I'm in on that. But we haven't seen her be a heel. Let her be heel, and hopefully in this chamber, we'll get to see that. But I
Probably
want to see any
uses the
more.
mist.
Right?
Has she used the mist yet? I thought she used
She did. She used it
Royal
in the Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah,
Yeah,
the blue mist, not the green.
yeah.
it's
So
it's a different mist. It stings the eyes a little more because it's blue.
there you go. Well, she needs to go like uh, the girl in House of Black and just do black
Oh,
mist.
Julia
Yeah,
Hart. Yeah, yeah.
do the black mist. That's the most lethal poison, I think. And go with that. But
Mhm.
I love Oscar's back, and if Raquel wasn't in there, I would point to her. But you look at who has Bianca not been in there with a dozen times? She's
Yeah.
been in there with Asuka. She's been in there with Liv. She's been in there with Nikki. Natalia, we don't want to see that.
Don't even know why Natalia's in this match, honestly, but whatever.
And we've seen her beat Carmella many times.
Yeah.
So Raquel is the best looking matchup as far as, a female hoss fight that we're going to get. And like you said, aside from some shenanigans by Alexa,
Gotta be
the cage going dark and something, the trap door opens up and there she is and she, kills the winner or whatever. Um, again, say the same thing. Raquel for the win. Unless there's, an Alexa moment.
some Carmelo news. I did see that Corey Graves was quoted somewhere saying he is cleared to come back and he would love to team with Carmella. So I'm all for that. Just kind of let him, it gives him a kind of a safety outlet. He doesn't need to do too much if he's in a mixed match or mixed tag team match with her. Greg, I still love that little mixed tag team challenge they had.
Yeah,
Where you
yeah,
just so I think if you bring that back, I think that'd be good for Corey Graves to kind of do that.
absolutely.
Just do a little run. Um, I think he does love the announcing. He's so good at it. Between him and McAfee, that's a good, and then you have Cole as the straight guy. That's just a good. Usually it's three man is too much, Greg, but I think those guys just work so well together. But
Yeah,
we can
that's
talk
total.
more about that tomorrow. And I also have thoughts on good old Madcap Moss and Emma, Greg, because yeah, that little promo last night by them. Whew, he's gonna healed up because that ain't gonna work. they're not they're not gonna work well to soon. So. But let's go on the other side of things. So we did see Gunther win, obviously. We get the United States title defended in the chamber match. This is one of those two, Greg, where you know there's probably some names that you throw out right away, like Gargano and Bronson. I don't think they're going to win it. Montez is the guy I want to watch, Greg, because I think
Yep.
this is going to be his test. His step to coming singles guy sooner rather than later. And I'd probably throw Angelo Dawkins with MVP. I think that could do a lot of good for him. But Damian Priest is my other wild card in this match, though, because as much as I want Rhea to get some gold, Greg, I think Damian needs some gold too, right? Get
Yep.
that. He was he U.S. champion before? Was it? I
He
think it was a
was.
short run, but
Yeah.
I feel like he's found himself a lot more. Um, and I think we'll see what the Seth and Logan Paul stuff does. So I think we get. So I feel like I think Austin Theory is going to retain, and then like I said, give me Cena or nothing. It's got to be John Cena and Austin Theory. I mean, I just don't know what else there is for Austin Theory right now. But Damian Priest is kind of my you know de facto, or 1B, I guess, in this match as well. But I'm calling for Austin Theory to win. I don't think we see Logan Paul interfere, but come Monday, I think we're going to be off and running on the Logan Paul Seth Rollins stuff, Greg, which we'll see. See how that goes, and then I don't know what everybody else does for Mania, but um, which way are you going with this?
Well, I love this match, and I don't know how many times they defended the U.S. title inside the Elimination Chamber, but I love the concept, especially giving Austin his chance to elevate to where Gunther is now after Royal Rumble,
Mhm.
where the champions are right now, and this gives him his moment in the sun. So, um, and you need to elevate the title holders and show why they're holding titles. And winning a match like this is going to do that for them. I'm looking at, like you said, Montez and Damian Priest as the most likely guys to get the win. Um, as much as I love the Street Profits, they've seemed like they've run their course, and Montez is ready to break out. I mean, if you look at him from the moment he came up from NXT to right now,
Mhm.
he is bulked up big time.
Oh yeah.
He is, built, filled those shoes. He
Him
looks
and
like
Rick
a
Booth
super.
supposed to be working out on just the top half, Greg.
I know
Because
those bird legs going to take some work, but man, he's hulked up big time, and he's looking like $1 million. And he has superstar written all over him. Dawkins not so much. Dawkins is the heavy. He's the Ole Anderson kind of, where Arn was the guy you were looking at. Ole was the steady, the heavy of the
yeah.
two. As odd as that sounds, but you know, Dawkins is more of that role. He's the Genetti of the group, but better than Genetti.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Montez is ready to explode, and I'm just thinking, his big, Kofi Mania ish
Could be this
run to the title could be, I think we headed for WrestleMania next year.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But given that groundswell of support starting to build for him, um, Brees loved what he's been doing. I wasn't a big fan of his after he came up off of NXT doing the Archer thing, but they killed the Archer thing. Even though after his last win,
He
he
still does it.
he
Yeah.
made a little reference back to it and did the little arrow
Mm-hmm.
business, but kind of acknowledging where he
Yes.
started to where he
Oh
is. So like that. Um, Seth and Austin, we've seen it, been there, done that. Bronson's not quite ready yet, and Gargano, not yet. He's got a lot of work to do. So it's all about those three: Austin, Priest, and Ford. And no, I would love to see Ford win. Um, Priest seen it, but not with the Judgment Day spin behind him.
yeah.
And so I can say all these guys are gonna put on a huge, huge banger, but Austin Theory is going to find a way to get the win.
Oh yeah. I mean, even if I almost want you. I wonder if we'll start with Theory just to kind of make him really show out, and put him at the start, make him run through the gauntlet type deal. So, yeah. Uh, we're already here. Here we go, Greg. Universal WWE Undisputed Champion Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn got the music back last night, Greg. So that crowd is going to eat it up tonight. I wish we would have waited till tonight, but it's okay. We'll get a fresh, kind of a new. Uh, we'll get it again tonight, and yeah, this is going to be one to watch. I think we're going to see, all the 2.99999 kickouts. We're going to see all the, spears and whatnot. A lot of Superman punches. I mean, this is going to be Sami Zayn's coming out party. And I know, we could throw him next month, but this is his moment. This is his night. It's all about him. And then, of course, we'll get the reunion, I believe, with Kevin Owens. And let that be the last closing shot. Let Roman be up on the ramp, just kind of looking like what is going on. And then we're off and running towards WrestleMania because uh, Mania is going to be, I think Mania will be good for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as tag team champ, to get that tag team championship. So it's all Roman tonight, but, to win. But it's going to be Sami Zayn ultimately looking like a rose, looking the best, getting all of his flowers to steal your line and, getting the hometown, they had the Ariel Hawani promo that's been airing. I've seen on Twitter a lot. I'm guessing they'll air that tonight at some point. And yeah, the family will be in front row and all that good stuff, Greg. And yeah, I'm just curious how much they'll beat down Sami Zayn, and then we'll get Kevin Owens to the rescue. But then I got a quick. I'll throw out something else about who people have been throwing out there as another name. But what do we see for this match tonight, Greg?
Well, I didn't finish watching SmackDown, so I'm glad Sammy got his music back. We've been craving that. So, with full Sammy dance and all that stuff, ready for it. And I think that Sammy's going to win by disqualification.
Yeah.
After all the false finishes and 2.99999s, that eventually,
doesn't win the title, but wins the match.
right? Solo's going to jump in, or Jay's going to jump in, and they're just going to commence the beat down, and he comes to save, and we get our Sammy and Kevin moment. So he's not going to win the title, but he's going to win the match, because after so many near finishes and Roman's there, like, what are we going to do? Because nobody's taking this level of punishment and lived to tell about it. That he's going to call down the troops and just give himself an out from the ring, and try to finish him off by just beating him down, bring the chairs in and all that just before Sammy's about to die, with the that Solo bomb with the chair around his neck. Here comes Kevin, fight him off, and then we get our big hug, best friend style, in the middle of the
Gotta
ring.
give the people what they want.
Gotta give the people what they want. And just one time, give it the extreme fade out. It would be so great. And just a shot of AEW at the same time. Do it just one time, Triple H. Just one time. This would be the perfect time to do it. And that's the way we go off the air.
Yeah.
So we got the same conclusion, just the way they got there.
I mean, you could even have Roman get himself disqualified. He just goes to town.
Right, right.
Because I don't know if we can get the Usos. Remember, they said,
"Oh, that's right."
They weren't there last night. They had to stay home and watch. So I don't think we're going to get the Usos tonight. Honestly,
okay.
Just because of these the past DUIs. So
yeah, you're probably right. So
but
it could be Solo,
but you could have Roman legit just get himself disqualified. He just keeps going after chair shot. Chair shot after chair shot. And then you have Rome that really shows the crack in the foundation if you have Roman break it. So now another name, but speaking of Jay, Greg, they have some people are thrown out. Why not do Jay as the one to dethrone Roman at SummerSlam? Let Roman win at WrestleMania and carry through. Any thoughts on that end? I'm not sure where I'm at with that yet. Because Jay ultimately is the storyline, right? I mean, that's been since day one, to steal the pun. But I don't know. Jay as champion?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea, but in theory, it's a great idea, but in reality, yeah, we much rather I could see Sammy in that position instead of Jay. It's more logical and a champion. The Usos is tag team, period, tag team. As a solo with the holding the world championship, it wouldn't look right, and you would get a mixed reaction out of that. Keep them, where they belong as a tag team, and leave the solo championships to the guys who are more likely to hold them and have it make sense. They've done such an amazing job the last 2+ years of building this storyline and giving us a great slow burn to how it starts and to how it ends. I like the idea of having Jay be the one to bring it down, because he was the last member, to really get in. Solo is kind of just a hired gun.
And it took him a while to get on with Roman Reigns. I mean, that, we think back to their Hell in a Cell match.
Right.
That's, Now, do you think we'll see any backlash at Mania with Cody and Roman because of this? I feel like if we do if you give Sami and KO the tag team championships the night before in the main event, I think we're fine, right? I mean,
right.
Now, if they don't do that, now that could be if you don't give Sami Zayn some sort of something at WrestleMania that's high quality, then you'll get the backlash.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we can't do Roman both nights. I don't think.
No, you're totally right. So, you know, of the 2 years they've been doing this bloodline story, Roman's been the MVP of year one, with the way it started and the way he's, controlled the narrative, way he's dominated, you know, the promos, his ring work, everything, and the way he just elevated himself has been perfect. Built the bloodline. Year one is all about Roman's the MVP. Year two, Sammy has been the MVP.
Yeah.
Like the last 9-10 months, he's been an integral part of that storyline, and it went from being just that guy dancing around in the background while the other serious guys were you know mean mugging the camera, to the way he's become the focal point of the whole bloodline, and done it so smoothly and organically, and it's just kind of snuck up on you, and now he's the main story of the bloodline, and he's the MVP of year two, and
Yeah.
he deserves a big payoff for that work that he's done. And I think getting him back together with KO and having them dethrone the Usos, you know, coming up as worthy challengers, and that's the way to give him his flowers for the work he's done as the MVP of the Bloodline story for the last year. Um, and yeah, if he
And even
doesn't get
that
it,
would. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
if he doesn't get it, yeah, we riot, because Sammy deserves it more than anybody. More than Roman, more than the Usos, more than anybody. So
And even then, taking the tag team titles off, and then Roman loses the next night, that still could be the first. You could say, "Oh, well, look, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were the start of that breakdown," and
yeah,
then then you had Cody have to finish the story, as they say.
right,
Um, but yeah, I know people have brought up the idea that is this a almost a Royal Rumble with Daniel Bryan, but I don't. That was a whole nother. That was months and months of Daniel Bryan not being in the main event picture. You
right,
know, like getting screwed at SummerSlam and just never, and not showing up at all. Like if they did Roman and Brock for the title tonight, then you would have gotten so many Sami Zayn chants and whatnot. That type of deal. But we're legit giving Sami Zayn, whoever, and I'm sure no offense, probably growing up, he never would have thought he'd be in a WWE main event. Let's just face it. I mean, look how long he was on the indie scene, and and even wrestled under a mask, for a little bit just to kind of do that gimmick. So to think that him and Kevin Owens, in the past year and a half, both end up in the main event, that's pretty good for, like they say, two Montreal boys. So um,
yeah,
and that Hawani, video just hammers home that fact. So, like I said, they definitely need to play that beforehand, and then just let them go off on it and do their thing. So,
yep,
and then we're off in Mania. And I mean, we got, like I said, with Triple H booking, this is Triple H's baby. This is going to be really interesting to see, how much reliance does he have on part timers? Because right now, like we said, what it might be Cena. Is I guess Brock is kind of in that vein, but I don't think we're going to see much of anybody else other than that. So I'm really this WrestleMania is going to be a lot of fun, and I think tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Just kind of watch. Oh my goodness, I think we got him right at the end. Let's see if he can come on. Jay, are you there? Oh, maybe.
maybe.
Jay, he's got his. I see the mics there. Well, we'll keep talking while Jay tries to see if he can get on, but we'll go back through and get his thoughts real quick. This is like the old beating the new. Man, I feel like I'm in the middle of a love triangle. But anyways, uh, yeah. So trying to get Jay working. Let's see if he's Jay. You with us? try to take him off and bring him back on again. All right. Let's see. Nope. Oh, private chat. Oh, one sec. Okay, sorry.
All right.
He utilized the private chat for once, Greg, which we never do.
Yeah, right. I see it there.
Check
Okay.
for that red. How about we do Super Bowl talk real quick? I will be honest, Greg. I watched zero of it. So, did you watch the
Really?
Super Bowl? Yeah, I was playing games on my phone, and I just kind of was hanging out in bed, and was chilling. So, I did not watch Rihanna's 118 million people watching it, Greg. I was not part of that 118 million, and I was not part of the 113 million. So, what did you think about the Super Bowl thoughts? And then we got All Star Weekend happening too.
Yeah, I'm more interested in All-Star Weekend than the Super Bowl, but I do watch the Super Bowl every year out of habit, have since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I didn't care who won really, but if I was to, you know, endorse anybody, it would have been for the Eagles because I don't want Mahomes to get too far ahead of Justin Herbert when it comes to Super Bowl rings.
Plays up 2-0.
I know. I don't want him to get that much farther ahead. I think Justin is coming. The world doesn't know it yet, but we had the anomaly of that 27-0 loss after being up 27-0. But Justin's coming,
Yeah.
and they're going to write him off after Jacksonville. But dude's coming, and when he gets that stage again, and they were going to get that win. They're going to keep going, and Justin's going to get his rings. I have full confidence in that. So, just the warning: Justin's coming.
We're already getting the Brady and Mahomes talk. Are we ready for that conversation yet? I think Mahomes needs one more, right? I mean, but 2 and 4 years, and being there, 3 out of 5 years, or 3 out of 4 years? I mean, that is pretty darn good, though.
Well, 2 rings in 5 years. I mean,
2 rings in 5 years. Sorry, but been to the championship 3 years, right?
Yeah, but it's not time to crown him yet.
No,
he's got a long way to go. And,
yeah.
Pump the brakes.
Nobody's going to hit that.
He's got another.
Right. I mean,
we'll see. I mean, there's generational talents coming through the ranks right now. Mahomes is definitely. I think you're going to see that Herbert is, and the new crop of quarterbacks coming up. We could see somebody take a dominant run. So.
Well, that's I wonder if every guy will cancel each other out. Just because they're just close.
That's the whole thing.
They're closely, like you got Herbert and Allen. I feel like on about the same plane, right? I mean,
yeah.
There's been times when Allen started to show he was going to get a little bit ahead, but then I felt like he kind of took some steps back this year. All right, let's try Jay one more time. I see he is in the. You can unmute your mic. Let's unmute you, Jay. Are you there?
Okay, Stephen A., can you hear me?
Oh my goodness, there he is. Look at that. we got you loud and clear. What's going on, Jay? This is Greg, my new beau of podcasting, and Jay, my old beau. Man, this is a love triangle.
Well, Stephen A., I think I've been on once with Greg. I think it's been a long time though. Yeah, I think it's been a long time.
Maybe we're glad to have you back.
I remember that voice.
Yeah, you can't.
He's too good looking, Greg. He will not come on camera.
No, I can, but I had everything set up, and Stephen A., this is just last minute.
Don't even get me started on your mixing issues. I already know. You've gone through more mixers than I have girlfriends. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
All right, you want to give your thoughts on each match? We'll kind of go through and get your thoughts on these matches. Who are you going with, Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar?
This one. So Bray is getting the winner here, right? So,
Bray has called out the winner as of last night.
Yeah, this track record. I know everybody's tired of seeing both of these, man. It could go either way, but I mean, the better opponent for Bray, I think, would be Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah,
so Bobby's good, but the story won't be as great as Brock. Brock still has that attraction.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the crowd going. Sales, Bray. If it's gonna be at Mania, the bigger, must see match would be Brock Lesnar. So I think it'd be good. I think Bobby got the upper hand at the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And this is definitely going to be Brock. I think after this, he might go away for a while. I don't know, but I think he's going to put over Bray, right?
Yeah.
And then Bray can get his big win over someone other than LA Knight. So,
Yep. All right. How about this? Edge and Beth versus Finn and Rhea. So we're calling Edge and Beth. We're seeing Edge and Finn at Mania with Hell in a Cell involved. What are your thoughts on that, Jay?
101 in the Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Is that the predict?
That's the idea. Demon Finn, and then could you get a Brood Edge type deal?
I'm gonna go with Balor here. Balor and Rhea.
Okay.
Just because Rhea needs momentum going into Mania. I mean, that would put her in the upper edge against Charlotte. She can always say, well, they slayed and they laid the rest Edge and Beth for a little while now. So
yeah.
Keep it going. Edge and Beth don't need it. Beth doesn't need. Do we need to see Beth winning any type of match?
No, we don't.
2023.
We don't need.
Let's just be honest, right? So,
but hey, they need a good date night. That's what we were saying. We were joking, like, if they ever need a night away from the kids, they just have to go work. They can't do date nights in Canada. They're like, well, we got to go on the road. Bye, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they bring their kids on the road. I don't know. They might. I mean, their kids are young enough. They might just bring them on the road now that I think about it.
Oh yeah.
I think they're both younger than 6 or 7. So, they might just take them on the road.
We'll let Stephanie babysit.
Yeah,
they can hang with her girls.
She's not busy. She's got some free time. They got dogs. They got. Well, her girls now are probably old enough to babysit. Actually,
exactly. Yeah,
I think they got a 13-year-old now, which is so crazy to think that. Stephanie. We might see Triple H and Stephanie's kid in the ring in like 5 years. How? Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Like, how freaking weird would that be to see? Like Triple H, like it's weird enough seeing the Rock's daughter and not really even thinking about that's the Rock daughter, but like if we see Stephanie and Triple H's, 3 girls form a little, triple threat, man. Yeah. All right. How about this one? Which one are you going with? Who's your pick right here? Carmella? Weren't you big on Carmella back in the day? Jay?
Whoa, that was Steve. Steve was really big on Carmella. I've never been a big Carmella person.
And me and Natalia love each other, Greg. I mean, Jay. Me and Natalia are besties, the cat lady.
Yeah.
I remember you and Natalia. We're going for Raquel here. You going for Raquel as well?
No.
Right.
I'm gonna say Asuka.
Okay.
My man.
He's going for your girlfriend.
I love that.
Your Asian girlfriend.
That's
right. She's the best pick here. What she did in the Rumble, she just I think what they gave her theme back or the new face paint.
New theme, yep.
Yeah, they're doing a lot
with her.
You
like the new face paint?
Yeah, I do. It's a little creepy.
You're a horror guy. You like that creepier stuff, right?
Yeah, it creeps some people out. That's a good thing. You creep somebody out. I think Asuka is the best choice here, because if you want going to get Rhea and Bianca needs. I mean, don't slap. Downplay her. She has been the champion for about a year. She needs somebody who's going to give her a great match and it's going to be worth watching. We're not going to throw. This should have been a kickoff match. This is you're going to need Asuka to do it. She's been there before. She's been champion. I think Asuka's the best choice. I think she will win this too. Okay. I have no doubt in my mind.
There we go. Greg likes you already. All right, how about this one? So we're going Austin Theory, Jay, and I'm saying it's got to be Austin Theory and John Cena at WrestleMania. There's just no choice for Austin Theory other than John Cena because of all the comparisons. And I think Austin Theory getting a big win over Cena at Mania just puts him on a new level. So, who are you pulling for in this match here?
Is Cena expected to be at Mania, or is this any sources we got? Or this is
that is the source of Stephen A.
That's the source of Stephen A. Well, I'm not going to go with Stephen A's source.
Stephen A. Smith told me he would be there.
Okay, Stephen A. Smith. You know what I like to prefer.
Remember they were
I
talking
like
about Stephen A. Smith might be at Mania, but now that's all died out. Darn.
Oh. That would have been good. Let's see. You know, this is a stack card here. Okay, I'm going to be honest. This is a high anticipated match, and I don't know if you guys got into it yet, Stephen A. We can go to like a most expected match or to outperform or a match here.
Is this the one you're most? Is this a show stealer?
This is No, I don't know if anything's gonna beat Sammy and Roman. To be honest, now this is the only time where the main event probably will live up to the main event. Yeah. But this for a chamber match, right? This is probably going to be the best chamber.
The women match. Yep, the U.S. title defended.
Mm-hmm. That's also something good to note because that's never happened, and it's usually a bigger title. So, I don't see Austin dropping it though. You're right, Stephen A. Only because it's too early to switch a title now. Now they could do that though, because they never really do it too big of a switcheroo recently, right, Stephen A. I don't know if you guys correct me if I'm wrong. In a recent year,
we were saying maybe Priest could get it because of the Judgment Day factor. I think it's by time Judgment Day helps him gold. So Priest could maybe sneak out a win, but then also I think Rhea deserves the first gold in Judgment Day because Rhea's the MVP of Judgment Day right now.
Yep.
I mean, Rhea's the reason to tune in for that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Finn is kind of fun just because he's playing up this gangster type deal, and it's Finn, But yeah, so you're calling Austin on this one.
I'm gonna play it safe and go with Austin. I love Seth. But he doesn't need to win here.
No.
Damian.
Well, the rumor for him is rumor is him and Logan Paul is going to be the Mania. What are you feeling on that, Jay?
Oh
Logan Paul, that's freaking Rollins.
It fits, I guess. Because Logan, people have been big on Logan since the Rumble spot, and right before
Logan has showed up, but I just think that I don't know. I just don't feel like they're going to mesh well together, but we'll see. So. I didn't think Roman and Logan Paul would mesh well, but they put on a hell of a match. So, Seth Rollins can polish a turd. So,
yeah, Seth is multi-talented here. So, I'm going to say they mesh well because Logan is just going to do. He wants to have a spot, and Seth is the best guy to have in there to sell the spot, wherever the spot you wanted to be at. People like Rollins, people like it'll get Rollins something to do, right? Because who else can we put Rollins against at Mania? Rollins is willing to put over people right now. He's put over Cody 3 times. He's just his gimmick is over though. He's over, and he knows that.
His red boots. They know
that they can switch.
Aren't you going to buy those red boots, Jay?
I don't have $2,000 to buy those red boots.
Yeah, on StockX,
those boots are really popular.
Well, on regular price, they're like $250, $300. So they're not unreasonable, but they're. I can't imagine.
I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah, that is
what
a lot.
They feel like either. Like walk around in those things.
They might be comfortable, but I'm not a fan.
One size fits all. I'm guessing, right? Like even Shaq's big ass foot could probably fit in there.
No, he might need a custom one, but. It's been around. It's been that boot has been around lately. All the celebrities been wearing them and stuff.
All the celebrities. So, all right, well, we'll get. Here's our entree. What do we call him, Jay?
Oh, by the way, Stephen, before I predict this match card, has this match card. What is it? 5 matches total.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Do they go over? They went over the Rumble. They went over. How long did that show last? I feel like that lasted
the Rumble was over about 12-15, wasn't it? I think
it was 4 hours.
Yeah. This one I don't think will go as long. Honestly,
right?
I think.
Okay, good.
I think it'll be a 3-hour, maybe 3.5, depending on if we can even get the match started because the crowd might just keep cheering Sami Zayn to the high heavens. Like the CM Punk, it took him an extra 5 minutes just to get his match started with Cena back in the day. So, I don't see it going 4, but 3.5, 3 hours.
Mm.
So
I think it'll go. You're right. 11:30.
You going Roman?
It just seemed. Yeah, I'm never probably gonna Stephen. You know, when somebody gets to that peak, right? That Roman's at 900 plus
900
days,
days.
you would be stupid to go against them. Okay, and I know that Sammy's been here for 9 months, and the storyline makes sense, but and you better know that Roman ain't dropping that title right now.
Well,
He's
if
going to
Drew
Mania with the title. It
McIntyre
makes
could have beat
sense.
him in freaking Cardiff at the first international pay-per-view in 20 some years in Cardiff, then yeah, Sami Zayn ain't doing it here. But now Greg did bring up a good
Yeah.
point, and we've talked about we could see a DQ. Roman just goes off the edge and just chair shot, and gets himself DQ'd so he doesn't lose the title, but he loses the match. And then you let Kevin Owens make the save. Do you see something like that happening, Jay, or what? What do you envision? What is your closing shot of Elimination Chamber tonight?
Let's see. You know what? It does have to end in some type of way, like a DQ finish or something like that, because I know a lot of marks are saying that they don't want the triple threat, and I heard that Cody was okay with the triple threat, but they want a one-on-one. I don't really
I
know
want
what they're going
one-on-one.
with
I
this.
think at Mania, one-on-one is the best for the title with the way Roman's been positioned.
I disagree. I feel like the way the storyline has been built versus a 4-month storyline you can build with Cody versus a 9-month storyline with Sammy.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and if there's any possibility that he will lose the match, it needs to be a triple threat, because then you can build up the fact that, Michael Cole loves to say a lot, that he doesn't have to be pinned and to lose the title. That would be the only theory that people can get in their head and their mind for him losing the belt. If it's one-on-one, he can't lose the belt with a DQ, but if he can lose the belt without being pinned, that puts a lot of on Roman Reigns, right? And it puts a lot, and it can get people's mind going on it could be Cody, could it be Sammy? I think it is. I know a lot of people don't think so. I mean, you already got the one-on-one with Charlotte and Rhea, probably night one. Mm-hmm. And it's cool to have another one-on-one match, but those triple threat matches do lift to the height. We've seen it with Daniel Bryan, and we've seen his triple threat matches before happen, and him winning the world title as well. I feel like it suits. So right. And if Sammy's so confident that he'll win this match, and if he doesn't, it's a letdowner. And I feel like putting him in the match with the Kevin versus the Usos, it's just like, is that going to be the payout for Sammy?
Well, we've argued that yes, because I think that would be the crack in the foundation of the bloodline. So you have them win the tag team titles the first night, and then you have Cody defeat Roman, and then it's done. The bloodline. What do they do now?
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that. That's one way to put it. However, I feel like Sammy just deserves a little more, right?
Yeah.
And you can still end it. You can have Kevin. I don't want to see Kevin win a tag team title at all, because Sammy and Kevin can win the titles. They hold it for as long as you want them to, and just drop it. We already know how these superstar tag teams work. Sure, Sammy and Kevin can do good and last to SummerSlam, but are they better together, or are they better, separate? I think you can get a lot done. They work better separate. I think Kevin works better.
I think I like to see a run of them together to see what that could do.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, is that we've never seen Sammy and Kevin truly together.
On the same.
They may have been out in the Indies or whatever they were before this, but we've never seen Sammy and Kevin together on the same page as a functioning team, and that could be amazing.
Because the story of them getting back together, I think, Jay, is the story. That they got it. That's all because they came up together. They've done this together. That's their story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's a feel good. It is a feel good to see that happen for the first time.
At Mania, I think this year's Mania we need the feel good stuff. Some Manias we've left that aftertaste in our mouth. Now it does kind of suck because Backlash is so close. So I've understood at times doing, a fluky, maybe not giving you the feel good and letting things play out. But I don't know, with Triple H's first WrestleMania, I think he's got to give us the feel good stuff. Let us, and completely reset, going into the summer. So
let me say this, Stephen A. And Greg, if it's Roman and Cody 1-on-1 at WrestleMania, Cody's not winning that belt. So there's no end to
no,
it.
he's winning.
I don't care. He's not winning that. No.
He is
Spoiler
winning.
alert. Spoiler alert.
It would have
It
to
is.
be a triple threat. I'm telling you, he's not dropping it to Cody. I know it's a feel good for Cody, but he can't. Cody's not the man to do it. I just think he's not going to get it done. It's going to be real close, but Roman will prevail. If that was to be 1-on-1, I feel like the only way he'll lose, and then I will agree with you and say Cody will win if it was a triple threat. Because Cody would have to pin. I feel like, listen, he's been so dominant. This is a god right now, right? It's the only way Roman can lose if he's not pinned. That's the only way.
Roman 1-on-1 though.
No, I feel like this ain't gonna happen. That he's just too high. But there's nobody at his peak. I don't care about Cody. Cody, he's from AEW. He won the Royal Rumble. He doesn't even deserve. I don't care what he does not deserve to pin. He does not deserve to pin.
Why did I invite this guy on?
1-on-1. He doesn't deserve that.
Remove. Okay, well, who in the world would you have beat Roman?
Right now, no one. Right now, no one.
Right now.
You have to suit somebody for that. Cody's not. And his story makes sense.
Kenny Omega beating Roman Reigns.
Nope.
Jay White.
Oh
Hulk Hogan. Ric Flair.
Nope. He's at a different peak. He's at a different.
How long are you having Roman hold the title then? Forever. So
another
his kids.
As long as it takes to find. As long as it takes for them to find somebody who can really.
You want Seth?
If you're talking about 1-on-1 though.
You want Seth?
Seth is a good person to do it. Perhaps come SummerSlam.
Greg, Jay is a big Seth mark, as you could say.
He might be. I don't know right now.
I mean, I will say, like I've gone back, if Drew couldn't do it at Cardiff, I mean, there is that tink of doubt that maybe Cody doesn't do it, but if they don't do it with Cody at WrestleMania
then nobody will, right?
After the Heyman promo with Cody, with all that personal business, then Roman's holding it till next Mania when The Rock comes back and beats him. I mean,
and that's okay.
I feel that would be.
So he's fine with The Rock doing it.
Yeah, are you fine with The Rock doing it?
Just to get it off of them, right? Because The Rock hold on, because The Rock isn't going to keep it. Dwayne Johnson has too many things to do, so he's not going to keep it. But to get it off,
that would still feel like this. That feel like the CM Punk and Rock stuff. Like The Rock should not have beaten CM Punk. I'll hold that. I'll go back on that end, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's debatable, right? Yeah, I understand that. I just don't. I don't think Roman deserves to be pinned by Cody Rhodes. I just don't.
Yeah.
And a lot.
I would think Roman's ready to see what else he could do too, right? I mean, because once he loses that title, we'll have to see what else he can do. I mean, not what storylines can they spin off from there? So. Or he goes away for a little bit. Goes film something with The Rock.
Yeah.
What was it? He was in the Rock movie with Jason Statham. What was that? Because I even watched it. It was a spin-off of
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes. Okay. And Roman was in that for like a hot minute. So.
Well, Stephen, I'm going my gut. I'm going to just, and I could be wrong. We'll find in a couple of weeks. I'm going to say this somehow happens. This somehow has to turn to triple threat.
Well, we're going to bring you on after Mania. I mean,
yeah, I don't think Cody deserves. And like a lot of people say, I've heard a lot, and you guys probably heard too. The sources say that the storyline should be different. It shouldn't be him completing the Dusty Rhodes thing and doing what he hasn't done before. That's that's good and all. But this is a 4-month build versus a 9-month thing.
But it's not necessarily a 4-month if you consider Cody's
injury
previous time with WWE.
Well, no, he was there. I'm talking about the storyline with the Roman versus Cody hasn't started until the Royal Rumble once he won and declared he'll fight Roman Reigns. I get he's a mega. They love him they want this feel good moment for
You gotta
him. And
look
I
at
feel
the
like if he
grand-
doesn't win,
Yeah.
he doesn't complete the story, but he has time, right? You better stay around for a couple more years. If you want to complete this Dusty Rhodes theory, Cody, you can't just do it now and get out you're gonna have to wait another year or two. I don't think.
But you're missing the big story. Like he was, he started at 20 years old in WWE. Like, and then to leave and come back. Like that's the finishing the story.
But for Cody to finish his story, he needs to win the belt.
Yes.
But he won't do that. He has to. The story will finish once he wins it.
Yeah, at Mania.
But that won't happen. If it's 101, it won't happen. So his story will have to continue on for another year or two.
Oh
And he has to stay.
Yeah,
he has to stay off the injury report, and he has to stay healthy. Because
the man wrote. Hey, he wrestled Hell in a Cell with a freaking torn muscle?
Yeah,
pec. Sorry,
pec. Yeah, the pec.
Is that that's a muscle, right?
Somewhere in your body, I'm assuming.
Somewhere in your body. Yes, thank you, Jay, for that. Thank you, Dr. J, for that. Good. Somewhere in your body.
So
anyway,
hey,
no.
I just think
obviously, Greg, we got to bring Jay back on.
I want a better
season.
The 101 can be good. Now, be honest, Stephen A. And you can ask Greg to this. I just want to hear your opinion, and I'm done with the topic.
Are we?
Which match is better? Okay, I'm talking about night 2, main event. Is it Cody versus Roman, or is it Roman versus Cody versus Sami? Which one will hit? Which one hits more?
It's got to be Cody versus Roman, because you can't have a triple threat in that position, because somebody's going to get screwed. And if it's Sami, the place is going to lose its mind. And whoever wins is going to get booed out the building every show after, because for the MVP work that Sami's done, for him to come out with nothing, no tag team championship, no world championship, nothing after WrestleMania, man, TVs are going to be shutting off all over the universe. You got to give Sami his flowers. He's got, and like I said, getting that tag team championship off the Usos is a huge blow to the bloodline. And then Cody getting his win in a one-on-one match that gives him his moment. He's ready after all he's been through, going through all the inclinations with dashing Cody Rhodes to Stardust, to being kicked out, or leaving, and then coming back,
bet on himself,
bigger and better and badder than ever. And now people are ready for him, or maybe not so much for him to get the title, but for Roman to get dethroned. And then him being the one to do it, he's finally a worthy contender to do it. So you can't have a triple threat, because either Cody gets screwed or Sami gets screwed, and you're going to have an unsatisfying finish to the story at WrestleMania, and that's the last place you want to have a disappointing finish.
With Triple H running it, with Triple H, like this is his first Mania, booking, creative, all that. I still think I want to be crying tears of joy after both nights of Mania. Oh, what do you?
So just to
tie a bow on it.
What Greg said. So I hear what he's saying, and it makes sense. But he said somebody would get booed out. I want to see Roman get booed out of the state. I mean, that's what should happen. But what was I going with Greg's comment? Okay, so the Sami Zayn part, right? So Sami Zayn will win to lose, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just not ready for the title to be dropped off from it. I just think it is best to keep it on him. And I don't think, if Sami doesn't deserve it tonight, I don't think Cody should. I think Sami deserves to win before Cody. That's what I think. Just based off the past year.
Well, that's what a lot of people.
So if Sami's not going to do, so if Sami's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it for Cody because it's Mania. If this was a WrestleMania match with Sami versus Roman, is everybody going to say Sami Zayn's going to win? Like you're saying Cody's going to win? Would that be the case? If it was 1-on-1 Sami versus Roman?
I think Cody's on a different level than Sami Zayn.
And how would you say that? What makes you say that? Because of the work? Or
Well, look at the matches that they've given Cody Rhodes, and then look at the matches
And
they've
Sami
given
Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Yes.
What
So Cody is. Hey,
That's
yeah.
true.
It was to play the
Before,
story.
Well, like I
before
said,
Cody went out, he had three
if
bangers
Drew
with Seth
couldn't beat
Rollins.
Roman and Cardiff, then Sammy is not beating him tonight.
And I think if Sammy's not beating that night, I don't think Cody's going to do it at Mania.
Do we need
I think
a bet?
Sami Zayn.
Do we need an official bet tonight? Do you think, Greg, we need an official bet?
Hey, I'd be down for it.
All right, I will call Cody Rhodes winning night 2, and we'll just do the good old T-shirt bet, Jay.
Right. Okay.
So
Sounds good.
I will call Cody Rhodes winning all the titles at WrestleMania night 2 against Roman, and you're going to go for Roman, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, it is official.
I'll be Adam Pearce. It is
I'm
official.
handshake. Oh, sorry. Yes, we'll let Greg use the words.
It is official.
All right.
T-shirt bet. Jay versus Stephen A.
Greg, this is why we broadcast together for 5 years.
See, I come on the podcast and we get a bet going. Just that simple. Just back
no,
to
we're going to bring you back come Mania. And then probably the week after Mania. So. All right. But anyways, I'm looking for we could all agree tonight's going to be fun and special.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the most exciting chamber that's been, and like you said, because of Triple H and him taking control of creative and things like that. That's the reason why.
And long-term booking.
Long-term booking, the way the booking has been, right? The card is, simplified. It's not exhausting, and I think each match we get the right amount of time.
There's no filler. Yeah. Like tonight, I feel like you have to watch. You have to watch all the matches.
Yeah, there's no beer match, right?
I mean, I guess Edge and Beth could be a match. You still want to watch. You know what? Yeah.
Right. But, that's one. Right.
I mean, but they, I think the bloated. Hopefully, we are away from the, and that's what AEW's kind of got into. 10 to 12 matches for a pay-per-view is just way too many. I mean, hell, I'll probably argue 7 or 8 is probably too much.
Yeah, that's too much. It has been simplified since Triple H. And Rumble we only had, and that was crazy to me. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked that question earlier, because I think we had like 5 matches for Rumble.
Yeah.
And
well, of course, you do have to think Rumble matches go an hour each anyway. If you really give the short end of, so like Elimination Chamber matches don't go as long, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Because the 6 people get out there, you got to get some people eliminated just to get room in there and things like that, vision wise. But yeah, I want to see over 1,000 days for Roman, and I don't think we can get to that.
I mean, that could happen
come April 1st.
I want to put it past them. I mean,
I do like
already hit 900.
Yeah, I want to see 1,000. He deserves to get that 1K.
Hey, that's 2 more years, man. That's 2 more years. Anybody trying to see that?
Wait, no, he's at 900 now. So that's 100 days.
Nope, 900. Oh,
he's over 900 something.
Okay.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah, so we're 100 days away. Sorry, I was like, wait a minute. We're not giving Bruno. We're not giving Bruno. Don't worry, Greg.
We're not.
I was thinking
Bruno.
1,000. I was thinking 1,000. Never.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He's at 900 something days now. 1,000 would be 100 days. So that would be past like summer.
Okay.
Maybe
summer. Another 3 months from now. Okay.
3 months. Yeah, that'd be approaching SummerSlam.
Yeah, we can do it then. And I
think Bruno was like 1,200 or something, like 7 years. Bruno's was ridiculous. But then again, he was only defending it once every 5 or 6 months, 4 or 5 months, if that. So yeah. And Mae Young, I think Mae Young had an 8 or 9 year tenure as champion, which that's crazy. So. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jay, for coming on. We will get Jay back on, Greg. Thank you for coming on. We'll get back tomorrow and catch up on AEW stuff, get caught up on a quite exciting Elimination Chamber. Jay, do you have any shameless plug you'd like to share out there?
Well, you guys know. So Stephen A. You know my Twitter is at Talking WWJ, just the letter J. I'll be on Twitter tonight, Stephen A. So
Okay.
hey, if you're on there live tweeting, we can go. So what matches are we disagreeing? Is there any? I got Oscar. You guys got Raquel. Is there any other
I
differences in
think that's
this?
the only difference we had.
So Austin Theory, you
Well,
guys got
he's
Roman.
got Balor, and we had
Oh, then yeah.
Team
Sorry, you
Edge
have
winning.
two. You went to Team Judgment Day.
Yeah, Judgment Day, definitely.
Sorry.
Yeah, the face. Yeah, and I can see Edge and Beth getting the win because they mentioned finally they've always had the upper hand on the Edge, but I think this is good for Rhea. I'm looking at Rhea here. Just gives her, even though it's a tag team match, so she can play. She doesn't have to win, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
that's
1-on-1
how
with
I look
Charlotte.
at it. I think if Finn pins Ed or Edge pins Finn, then you have Finn wanting to come back for blood next.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, that
and
makes
Greg,
sense.
any shameless plugs on your end?
Hey, Jay, love you, dude. And come back and join us tomorrow for the after party, and you can come in and talk about it. But hey, I want to shout out my Phoenix Suns for getting the biggest scoop of the NBA trade deadline, getting Kevin Durant. Now
How are you guys
getting
looking the
that
past
championship,
week?
So
baby.
back into the valley, huh?
Exactly. They've won 11 of their last 14 games.
Okay.
And now we got KD. Oh, let's go, baby. It's about to go down.
On
So,
paper,
talking
they
about
always
them having
say.
their best chance. On
Well, let me
paper,
say,
Sorry.
Greg, you guys got Kevin Durant, but maybe the rest of the conference is as far as I'll give it. Do you think they're going to the NBA Finals?
and the run to the finals is pretty much locked down with KD and Book and Aiton. That's a three piece of terror right there. And then CP3
It just
leading the
takes.
whole thing. Man,
I just think it takes time. It's going to take more than this year. I just feel like the
no,
chemistry might not be there.
the West is a lot. The thing is going to be
Yeah,
the
the West
championship
is that.
series. Who's going to come out in the West? From Milwaukee or Boston? That's going to be where we're going to see if they're ready yet. Because I think the West is a done deal. The Phoenix is easily the best team in the West. Now it's going to see how they stack up with the top two in the East. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Then
But
you
my
get Kyrie.
Suns.
Then you'll get Kyrie next year, and you'll get the Nets
Oh
at the
God, no.
West.
No Kyrie.
Did you see that they tried?
Don't
There
want
was
him.
some talk out there that they wanted both of them, and I'm like, did they not see how that went? Like, I mean, I guess it'd be like the Rams, like we're just gonna throw all the chips in and get that one championship.
Hey, now is that time. I mean, Book is just coming into his prime.
Yeah.
And he's not even had his best years yet. And then you put a scoring monster like KD next to him, and CP3 just running the thing. He doesn't have to score points. He just has to get the ball to the people. He's got that give and go to Aiton that works all day long. And now he's got Booker and Durant just dishing. He's going to have a career year for assists after the All-Star break. So, I'm excited to see. It's going to be like a new 7 seconds or less kind of deal going on with the amount of scoring that they're about to do. So get ready, buckle your seatbelts. It's about to go down.
And then I'll give a shout out to Indianapolis because next year, baby, All-Star Game is here. That's gonna be pretty fun to see how we'll show out for the All-Star Game.
Well, see, we came before Indianapolis, Stephen A. Cleveland All-Stars was last year.
Blah,
So.
blah, yeah, we haven't had it since.
And then the Indianapolis Pacers, I don't know what's happening with your team this year. I always wanted to tweet out to you to see how they were doing, but I don't think
They were
a contender.
Yeah,
for the past couple of years. I don't know what's going on with the Indianapolis Pacers.
We're trying to find our way, but Halliburton's an All-Star. Miles Turner probably should be an All-Star next year, especially with it being in Indianapolis. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, we'll end the show right there. And it was a good time. And we'll come back at it.